say you'll catch me.
Hey, what's up, Virgo? Happy May to you. Hope you're doing great. Thanks for tuning in for Tarot by Tribe. It's my 1-year anniversary. Really appreciate all of you who have been in support of my spirit work. Thank you to everyone who's been here. Thank you for letting me connect with you. It's been amazing. I almost didn't do this with my life, and I'm feeling really blessed by all of you, so much appreciated. Please check your sun, your moon, and your rising, because I'm doing these different now too, instead of doing the 4 videos that are much bigger with a really deep channeling for all the tribes. I broke them down into 12 for time's sake for me right now. I'm sorry these are a little late. Had a lot going on in my personal and business life. So this was the soonest that I could do them for you. I went ahead and have shuffled and dealt, so I'm going to do these a little different. I'm going to let you see the cards this way on the spirit board in a little bit, but I did collect quite a few notes when I was just clearing the space and doing a little bit of divination here on the front end, and so I wanted to go over some messages that came through, and I will just say, Virgo, wow. There was a lot coming up around just like relationship stuff and family imprints, like the imprints that, parents make on us, the impressions that are left upon us that change the way we step into relationships, first with ourselves. And they were saying you might have a really strong tie with either or both Leo and or Taurus. 2 Taurus cards actually literally flew out of the deck, 2 different decks while I was shuffling here on the spirit board. It was the Hierophant from the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck, and also the 5 Wisdom card in the John Holland Psychic Tarot Oracle deck, which is also the Hierophant card. Except when it came out of the Rider-Waite-Smith, it was literally upside down. When it came out of the John Holland deck, it was right side up. And that's also just no reversals deck, so to speak, because it's it's just not meant to be read in reverse. But I was hearing something about, well, and what was interesting was the Hierophant actually showed up in the Leo reading also upside down. It like flew out of the deck. And so they're saying you might have some ties there with people that have that heavy in their constitution, either Leo or Taurus, if that's not actually you. And so I want to check out those other messages there. But I was hearing something about parental influences and stunted growth, and they were talking about, like, I was hearing damsel in distress syndrome, whether or not you're male or female, not making any, judgment calls on that. You know who you are and whether or not stories are going to match for you. I'm just telling you what I heard here. But they were saying something about a need to exercise patience in this situation, and I just kept hearing it was about a soulmate. And they were saying, soulmate, soulmate, soulmate. They said the Virgo is, first of all, working way too freaking hard is what I was hearing. And that in some cases, that's what this is. It's feeling like they're missing out on parts of life because I'm hearing just working really hard. In other cases, I'm hearing about stunted growth on the emotional maturity level with relationships, either that the partners that are coming forward are lacking on the emotional maturity level, or that in some cases, Virgo's feeling like, hey, maybe I'm just like, maybe there's something that I'm missing here because, of X, Y, oh, that's really weird. This had come out, and I just looked underneath it, and I hadn't seen this before, but it's, it's Lover's Reverse, and I'm just hearing it has something to do with stunted growth on the emotional level due to some parental imprints and just a need for Virgo to feel like they have to escape it, but they're showing me like the Virgo like undoing their own work, and we're hearing in some cases it's all about how Mercury was affecting your freaking throat chakra over this Mercury retrograde. You know, if Virgo is your sun sign or anywhere strong in your natal constitution, Virgos are ruled by Mercury. Thank God Mercury just went or goes direct on the 3rd. It was May 3rd. So, you know, there might be something with that. But I will say something's interesting here. I was shuffling and those messages were coming through and the card flipped out and I was hearing it had to deal with a soulmate. For some reason, my guides told me to pick up my phone, and right when I did, it was 11:11, and I was like, I just heard soulmate, and so they were saying there might be something going on with Virgo and soulmates, or seeing 11:11, or even life path 11. Maybe you have a life path 11. I'm a life path 11. You know, there might be different reasons why 11s are coming up right now, and I'm hearing a lot of it has to do with just things that you've had to put your time into that have been all based on divine timing. They're saying it was worth waiting for, and that in some cases you just need to be really careful how you're making the next decisions, because we're hearing about some influences that I'm hearing are coming from people that are either really stubborn or have a lot of fire in their constitution somewhere that might be kind of like putting a pawn on you guys, and that it's just, you're going to have to check in with yourself and know. But they're saying that, you know, there might be a lot of need for like forgiveness on a very deep level, and I'm hearing it has a lot to do with family influences. So there were strong messages to shield yourself, protect yourself. I'm being told for some of you, you know, carrying dark stones might be helpful. Where's Laura's going to show you here? See where I put it. It's in my pocket. I use these quite a bit on the spirit board. This is Indigo Gabbro, aka Mystic Merlinite. You might want to look into that. It's very good for balancing polarities, Virgo. I'm hearing it might be a very helpful stone for some of y'all. So, okay, enough of me going on to that. I'm going to go ahead and just reorient this screen here so that you can see the view on the spirit board, and I'll walk you through your 5 cards for the month for Virgo. Using the Karen-based archetype cards for your challenge style energies for your Virgo, we've got the prostitute card showing up as your potential challenge style energy. We'll just say, out of this deck, this is one of the archetypes that every single person has at some point in their life. And this is in no way calling people names, all right? So it's just saying that this might be a situational awareness clue as to why you might be noticing things a certain way, feeling a certain way, or sensing how others are coming towards you. So I call them situational awareness clues. I'm going to read their light and shadow attributes to you here, Virgo. But they're saying light attributes, excuse me, accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. Shadow attributes places material considerations and security above self-empowerment. I was hearing some of you all are working far too hard right now. They were saying some of you need to really take some time and relax, and that in some cases this might be Virgo just feeling like they're just having to give some of the best parts of themselves just to keep up with demands. And so if that's not you, this might be other people in your world, but they're saying pay attention to it, and also to anything that might be coming up with regard to how you might have been taught to do things, because they're saying in some cases that, you know, it's like this is going to be escaping a situation that's been a detriment to your ego, is what I'm hearing. We've got the 7 of Swords showing up in the reverse in the physical material realm, and in some cases, they're saying it might have something to do with, I'm hearing again about, you know, the long time that something has been taking to happen, and what Virgo feels has been either taken or sacrificed. And they're saying that that's kind of coming to an end, is what I'm hearing about when I'm seeing this like this here. But they're saying that there might also be some implications with people, and if those people are in our world showing up in the physical material realm like this, they may have a heavy persuasion of swords influence in their constitution, which might mean that they might have sun, moon, or rising somewhere strong in one of the air tribes like Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. So keep an eye on that. And in the mental sector, we've got another swords card showing up. This is the John Holland Psychic Tarot Oracle deck, but this 9 here that says suffering and silence is actually the 9 of Swords card. So we've got 2 swords elements showing up here side by side. So they're saying that there's an opportunity here to really look at how much we're, putting into our mental. I'm hearing about like hang-ups is what I'm hearing about. And I'm hearing about the kind that really kind of take a stab at the ego. They're really showing me, see, this person has this like sharp thing, and I'm going to say her hand, okay? She, he, they, whomever that person is. You're thinking about something that's brighter in the future here. And they put down whatever this sharp object is that I'm hearing in some cases was like whatever these things were that might have actually been coming at this person is how they're talking to me about it. And so, they're saying this is what on your mind, and then in some cases, I'm hearing about needs to communicate things effectively with people that in some cases I'm hearing might have just taken off with things that felt like they belonged to us, or the exchange wasn't really all it was cracked up to be, and just kind of like feeling like maybe there's something that needs to be said, but in some cases, not being able to say it. And wow, that's really interesting. Might have to do with somebody's relationship or how it happened, is what we're hearing. And in some cases, it has to do with people's own relationships. So, whether or not you're married, this could have to deal with things that you've seen with regard to how relationships came together and for what reasons is what we're hearing about. And in some cases, not being really sure how to voice an opinion, and in some cases, it having to do with, somebody that we feel we might have had an opportunity with, is what I'm hearing about. And in other cases, this, if it had nothing to do with that, they're saying that there might be situations that are on the horizon right now that are either calling for an evolution in a relationship. And if that's the case, we're hearing there might be some things that really need to be spoken about, because it looks like somebody might be, well, having quite a bit on their mind here. If that's the case, though, in some situations, we're hearing that it's just about bringing to light things that might have been risky. This doesn't always have to be somebody stealing, but in some cases, we're hearing about some things that happen in somebody's relationship where they feel like something got taken. But the romance angels definitely say that for some, the situation involves marriage. We have a bit of practical advice and a tip here in this prayer card from Archangel Michael to write about your thoughts and feelings. And in some cases, I'm just going to say this again, I'm hearing about something that somebody feels like might have been taken from them, and truths that are difficult to speak about coming to light that have to do with money. And I'm hearing about actually negotiations in this situation. So it could be a very interesting month, depending on what's going on for you, Virgo. Here, I'd be really interested to know if any of this resonated. And I'm just going to seal this up with the practical advice here to write about your thoughts and feelings here, Virgo. They're saying for some of you that, writing about it might actually be a really good source of income. And I'm hearing for some people, a way to escape the rat race. And in some cases, this is really just that. It's just like somebody feeling like they're having to do risky things at work that aren't worth the payout, and it's not comfortable for them. And in some cases, just feeling like they are ready to make new commitments. And I'm hearing in some cases, some of y'all might have a real talent with words that's going to help you feel a lot more empowered about how you're making that money. So hopefully that's helpful. If you needed to hear it here, Virgo, I'm going to seal up in this prayer for you. Dear Archangel Michael, thank you for helping me tap into my God-given creativity and wisdom so I clearly express myself and glean insight, blessing, and healing. Amen. All right, Virgo, that's what I got for you. Hope you liked it. If so, thumbs up, share, subscribe. Catch you again soon. I'll probably be back in the middle of the month if my schedule permits. Things are really busy for me right now. It's gotten hectic. So I'll try to be here again for you in the next couple of weeks. And thanks for supporting my light work. Take care.